And remember, great moments are born from great opportunity. These both now have Gambit on the attacking side, Acend on the defending side, and we're right into this.
Oh, yeah, actually the Trailblazer straight up elbow. If I'm trying to follow it up here. BONECOLD just sitting tight in nest right now, but it's a heavy lean towards B site here on the side of Acend. They're not actually going to be able to avoid this owl drone here, but cNed just going to take first contact deals with Defo immediately.
Yeah, a little bit of a return fire from Sheydos, but it's quick and it's Acend really sending a stark message to begin with. 2 quick kills and you lose out on Defo and Sheydos. 2 big instigators on this attacking side. So now looking at what's left, Nats, Redgar, Chronicle. A tough predicament to be presented with, and now a last-minute Aileen. Now the spike is on the way. You can see Nats slowly closing in towards Kiles. Kiles better be aware that he's not so safe, and you can see that paranoia starting to build.
Nats tagged up a little bit, actually going to get confirmation here, but also going to hear out these steps in spawn. We have to relay that information, so Nats got a lot to deal with here. If they swing together, he's going to get detected here as well.
Yeah, he's going to be noted pretty quickly. Redgar's gone down. Nats is only good for 1. It's on Chronicle now in a 1v4, and it's gone quickly. Acend, hey, let's talk about this now. That's 4 standing, that's confidence building. This is a perfect beginning in map 1.
And again, we're coasting through that. The perfect. I'm glad we've got there so early, because that's, again, probably the biggest stumble throughout the year.
It's a quarterfinal, I believe, in Berlin last time around, where everyone suddenly went, oh, wait.
Should have been a 9-3.
Should have.
It was an 8-4, and then 100 Thieves. Oh, we all know how that one ended. Again, one of the craziest comebacks I think we've seen.
Absolutely. But this has to then echo a little bit of something for Acend. There has to be that little bit of worry in the mind, but with every single frag that comes in for them right now, it's looking clean. But there's a crunch coming in through towards that B side. starxo's just fine, though. He can fall back, hopefully wait for some support. There are 3 players looking for angles, and he's finding every single answer to them so far. That's with a good shot, but it's a 1v3, and it's not looking so likely. Caught in the heels.
Holding onto the stairs here to make sure that Nats once again can't lean deep into halls. Again, actually, it's looking like they might walk it as
See in the
here.
walk, yeah. Now Defo's battle will rage on as long as BONECOLD doesn't overextend. Have to see if there's impact elsewhere. It's going to be put into a tough scenario, having to deal with this push coming up tube. 2 players going to turn the screws on it. Nats doing Nats thing, says hello. starxo, you going to try and play Viper against me? That's crazy. For now, though, Gambit are doing well. They're keeping the rifles in the right place, and they're not really falling foul to any of these little bits of trickery. Now, yes, maybe cNed with a rifle could find a bit of work here. Spike is down, though,
Last player
and BONECOLD gets caught. So now cNed left in a bit of a spot of bother.
He's a little tagged up, so I don't know, he's going to look to do some damage. Sheydos has got himself tucked all the way into defender's spawn. The other 3 members of Gambit, no danger as of yet. Again, just look at that. It's something that we see Nats become more and more comfortable doing, right? It's the walk up, it's the pick up. Yeah, actually missing on the actually round 4 here.
Revealing area.
Off to a good start, though, for himself, so why not? But let's see what the adjustment, if there is one, coming out from Gambit, if they consider this a possibility. But already going to give away somewhat of the game, trying to play it through elbow, and Sheydos gets a freebie. BONECOLD going to be livid with that. Sheydos going to try and power forward. Yeah, oh, he almost caught Kiles as well. Finest of margins here, but they actually peel away from this.
Feel a bit of pressure, and actually you can see here Chronicle's found some space towards double doors. You're absolutely right, Lauren.
I wonder if audio cues have been heard, maybe even spotting starxo, maybe not, maybe just the intuition kicking in, but he has to facilitate this somewhat, and timing is on his side. They've just about spotted each other. Utility goes down, I think, towards either site or main, so they're aware the hit's going to be leaning this way. They can leave cNed lingering towards that B site, as now Chronicle starts to build through. Lovely work from him. Good spray, no connect, but it's Redgar to find it. So now the site should at least be available enough, and Chronicle doesn't overextend.
The tricky spot here. Hunter's Fury actually going to get sent through from Redgar. He actually found a tag inside back at halls. He did. Kiles will fall. Just Zeek and cNed to try and recover this now.
Oh, I don't see Gambit getting overzealous. I don't think they're going to overpeak on this. I think they're going to sit real keen, play this smart, and not give away any opportunities. Just a little jump peek, that's enough. Just to reassure. Positioning! What? Zeek! 2 kills out of nowhere, and suddenly this round becomes a little bit more viable, but time is the biggest problem! Oh my word, Zeek! Is this when you're going to step up and deliver? But it's going to be Chronicle. The bottom line, Zeek! The timing! I don't think he's going to have the time. Surely! Surely! Oh.
And again, Sean touched on this. He's looked so comfortable on this KO. There's almost like a late round component for Acend, which is something previously lacking, right? It was all about that initial aggression for Acend.
And look, how many times have we told the story of cNed and starxo and a couple of the other players, and Zeek was this hot prospect who got picked up and we were waiting to see if he could activate, find that role, and he's found more than that already. And you've got to say, losing a 2v, 5 almost there? That's going to be a tilter for Gambit. Let's see if they can keep that known composure, but Zeek ain't stopping. He's right back at it. Just straight onto Chronicle. He's feeling this game. He's got that hot hand where everything makes sense, but a quick piece in towards the B site. Now, we already know there's one player here. Kiles does find one, and Defo's none the wiser. He's gone away with murder from this corner. A free little upgrade as well, leaving Nats and Redgar with nothing to do but die, surely. Yeah, Nats is on one side of the map, but look what the spike is.
And unretrievable now. You can see already the body's in place. 4 people here to hold on to it. And again, just Zeek comes through, throws the fragment in, deals with the lockdown. That protects the Viper's pit set up towards A main, forces Gambit's hand in terms of this rotation. They get punished for it. Really nice crossfire from BONECOLD and Kiles. cNed will find Redgar. Nats, the last one to come. 20 seconds, a 1v4.
Well, Zeek's shown that there's possibilities, but I think that Nats knows with that Spike's positioning, they're going to swarm that. Unretrievable. And Acend.
10 seconds left.
You couldn't ask for a better start.
Fiery.
Let's roll it back, right? Let's talk bigger picture now, because I think Gambit we've looked at considerably, and no matter the scenario, there's always a chance with them, right? They are one.
He's such a huge factor in that regard.
Well, it'll be Zeek and Kiles. Over towards the B site. No early note of player, but speaking of them towards the B side, I've got to look towards those double doors. Push out comes in from Acend. Takes a little bit of an early battle, but don't overcommit, fall away. Now utility gets noted and the push looks like it's coming in. It's a bit of a shaky buy. Nat's the only one really with a rifle, and Kiles still just keeps away. How is he not getting noted at this point? So many rounds, he's getting away from these dirty little angles. Ult comes in and Kiles sends it right back. That's his site and you are not getting into it. Spike once again down behind enemy lines, over a minute on the board. Where do they find any avenue in here?
Again, that's the Spectre and the rifle removed from Gambit. Spike again on site. The one thing actually Gambit had going for them there is getting onto site, finding that Viper's pit, but Kiles aggressively pushes in. Deals that before it becomes a problem. Zeek will find another. Sheydos, the last man standing, Sheriff in hand. Again, at this point, don't even discuss the economy. It's not a massive dent, even if he finds 1 or 2 here. But again, that's when it's scariest, right? Acend, if they can dig their heels in, they look so comfortable when they're set up to greet any team. Once they hit that site, again, the way they play crossfires, they bait each other into these awkward little angles, and it just looks so comfortable for them.
I feel like we saw that in the semi-final to get here.
You know, it was so apparent versus Liquid, because Liquid wanted to play so, they wanted to play, and again, every single time, Acend looked dominant.
The players on the screen right now, but 5-1, Acend are sending a rather poignant statement. Already Seeker's going to come out though, so Gambit are not wasting any time here. A quick mid-piece, looks like they want to set the tone.
What?
And cNed just doesn't like the song they're singing. Already with a connection towards Sheydos, it's put it down to Nats, Redgar, and Defo. But look at the space, they've garnered a fair amount here. But already Zeek seems hyper-cognizant of it. He's already watching this push through.
And again, cNed's picked up a different angle altogether. Defo's looking to close the distance here onto cNed in particular, but see actually the spike making its way back over towards A. Still 2 players on the side of Acend to greet this A main push if it does come.
And they still haven't cleared or noted BONECOLD. He's going to sit there quietly.
They have to re-explore, exactly. There's so many like dirty little angles they can find. Nat's actually going to get found with the spike inside. Hauls that one.
Oh no, the opportunity might have just slipped through his fingers. He keeps control of it for now. Defo does well to get away with that. That was actually looking very one-sided, but now down to the 3v2. Redgar and Defo still trying to find that spike and build it back through. They're trying to isolate starxo, who's on the stairs. That could be a catch-off, and it is. Good pick from Redgar there, but look who's been waiting the entire time. He kept calm under pressure. BONECOLD being ice cold, and then we do.
There's a lot of pressure on a player that's come under a bit of flack, and it's Defo, right? It's the opposite number.
And I will be the first to say Defo on LAN looks completely different to how he does online sometimes. But he does now need to find it against a superstar. cNed is a superstar in this game, and Defo, I need to see a little bit of that jet magic coming from him. But the site, a very patient hold, a very deep hold. starxo sitting back by Tribox. They've got a very deep post-plant positioning potentially, or maybe with that Hunter's Fury, they feel like they want to lean towards that a little more. But Defo's going exploring, and he finds nothing that he wanted. starxo still holding a good amount of territory. There's that ult coming in as considered. Doesn't get everything, but starxo does. Acend looks so polished. Nats, you've got a 1v5 and a Spectre. How lucky you're feeling. The diffuse has already come in. I don't think you can do anything about this one. Acend are looking like a... And they seem so hyper-aware that that was the way they wanted to play it. You already had starxo back at Tri-Box, sitting super passive, patiently playing off the back of the ult. And we've seen this mid-piece before, but they're being a little bit more patient with it this time. Maybe a little bit of a different look, maybe an adjustment from Gambit. Rifles back out, Defo on the op. Money is there.
A trade-off of information here from the Owl drones. Again, going to try and avoid this spam as best he can. Lots being invested to try and clear him out here, actually. He'll be able to slip back through. Spike not committed this time, so expecting Gambit to just solely try and work a pick here. That sort of slow default we've come to expect.
Yeah, that poised nature coming out from Gambit, but does this...
This is where Acend have got great. They're taking this space now. Again, now the rotation comes through from Chronicle.
Yes.
The alarm bot's removed. The turret's still there. Whether or not it's actually going to spot anything. Just wait and see. It gets dealt with here. So Gambit now...
They have to commit, surely.
They have to. They have
Doubling
to.
back on 30 seconds, you can't do anything about it. So now keep your eye towards the likes of Zeek, who sat towards the corner here. Still has flashes. Kiles can't watch his cross anymore, so he's a little isolated. But Kiles has got a feeling someone's close by. And he's not wrong, and he still gets a surprise on one. Great trade from Defo. Great clear from Defo. How's he found this little bit of momentum? Nats pushes forward, secures CT. BONECOLD from the backside does at least get one, but now it's down to two. cNed and BONECOLD spike. Yet to go down. Where is this? Hold on, 5 seconds. cNed just has to live. Nat, can you find the final player? BONECOLD's out of there.
Whelmed on sites, but being proactive towards Cave and towards Shop, they're clearing that space. They have the information early enough.
Look at the pace change.
To send an extra.
Hold on, they're just going to be hammering the nails into the coffin. BONECOLD with a good start. Nats did at least quell Zeek, but it was an effective trade. BONECOLD's not stopping either. He's seen everything now. He's got so much information to play with. He doesn't have to be worried about this. Redgar can't do much about it. He can maybe stay alive a second longer, but then look at starxo. Again, propping himself up, super close contact on that A-site piece if they fancy it. But putting a lot of faith right now in Kiles, considering that cNed's hit that rotation. On the ladder, BONECOLD, that's 3. Finally handled by Redgar. But a 2v3, where'd you take this?
It will swing back up here. Might even...
Oh, no.
Oh, no, a little bit
He's
of a
had a
fat
nightmare.
finger there.
He's had a nightmare. Look, it's finals, all right? We're all nervous. We saw nothing. We'll move on. Yeah, it's fine. And hello, that's another pixel out of place. So again, these fact-finding missions that Ascendant wanted to go on are interesting, but as Kiles read this rotation, it's kind of ring-a-ring-a-rosy, right? So you're going to have a really weird position from starxo, and it looks like they've almost flipped sides. Now the ult comes in, so at least should facilitate the point. Oh, he has no idea. Right underneath him, death from above. Gonna find Chronicle, deny the lockdown, invest the ult, and now looks towards the final player. Redgar, what do you have for us? You've been impeccable this event, but you've got to find something here. Give me a reason to believe, because at the moment I'm really not on board. starxo the first to fall, and now the 1v1, it's Kiles! He's just the back line to so many of these rounds.
He really is. And again, you talk about the start of the year. Kiles obviously doing the rounds in terms of any opportunity to convert it towards site control, like I'd already said. The Gambit playing that's, I got to say, a little too passively in terms of the expectations of what Acend are going to try and achieve.
I'm seeing cNed going walkabouts.
Yeah, early round. Again, they're getting so much info off this, Lauren.
Now there is a bit of a response in that tube pressure that's coming in. But cNed is feeling confident. He has the line of sight, and he is just having the run of things here. BONECOLD as well gets a challenge, but gets overwhelmed. Gambit with the 2 players come through. Zeek with the underhand flash. It's good, but it's not great. Gambit finally getting the frags they need. The pace looking much better. More deliberate in approaches now. It's just starxo. Say just starxo. See what he can get done. Spike's being safely carried across towards the B site, taken away from his last known position. And he looks for a mistake. A foot out of place, an overpeak. But your first challenge if you went CT would have been Nats. Not an easy target to try and displace. And there's the spike farm.
Spike planted.
You got a very, very deep setup here as well. Gambit, make absolutely sure they drag this one across the line. Stars I can find any damage here. He's considering just saving this out, but again, coming back to that, with Chronicle, again, I know talking about comfort picks and whatnot, not feeling comfortable on the sky, but right here you see, as soon as cNed drifts into elbow there, still have a good read on exactly where Gambit are positioned.
Let me go again, cNed. The aggression isn't going to be just once, it's going to be followed up on. He's taking space in middle and he's not alone. He's got 2 players behind him, 3 if you want to throw in Zeek to that equation. And look at Gambit, super deep in this approach, taking space towards A, but everyone else holding that mid presence. Nat's going to invest the ult. Now starxo knows that he's going to be really on a platter here. Tricky for him to survive. Can he do anything with it? The answer, pretty resoundingly, is no. Gambit with a really nice approach. There's the adjustment from Gambit we were waiting for. It took a little time, but it ain't over yet. cNed and Kiles still here. He just seen everything. He just sent it in. He gets done that. Why have you done that? Okay, all right. And I've got to highlight once again, though, Zeek is such a standout to me as of late. And Defo going to be dealt with. Can he be shut down in time? No, he still gets to fall away, but they're going to try and springboard off the back of this. Keep that pace high. Beautiful flash through, completely blind. Still got one on the way down. Defo going to be dragging them down to the grave, and 4 standing for Gambit. This is a shutdown. Acend came in with a bit of a game plan, but it looks like it's been dealt with on all fronts.
Again, the setup is so good to greet this P hit. Almost they have their head on a swivel to deal with Acend on the attack. Oh, get curious once again. Kiles there to greet him. He's actually walking out here. Yeah, we'll actually find BONECOLD.
This is nice from Gambit. A quick reply is what they need. Get themselves back on track to what they believe the scoreline should be, and this is the perfect way to do it. See if they can keep all 5 alive. Sheydos got himself tucked in the corner now. Kiles isn't considering it yet, but not exactly in danger either. The Spike still just leaning around that A side of the map, looking to see if they can catch anyone over-pushing, over-aggressing. Just don't see that really being a Gambit thing. Sheydos always so calculated in approach. Gonna fall away, keep himself to safety. And we look at what remains. cNed and Zeek.
You're creeping through here. Again, alarm bot on the other side. Turret as well, just a little bit deeper. We'll give away the location here. Chronicle's even really going to overextend a little bit. Actually, we'll find cNed. Second should be a given. Well, as I say that.
Well, this is the first challenge, I'd say. If you get the bonus, you're laughing. But Gambit are going to stick on what they had. Defo does at least have the rifle. But, I mean, Chronicle's got to go. Spectre's a weak purchase up against the Guardians and the rifles coming out from Acend. So, let's see what the damage looks like for Gambit here. And that is a belter of a start for Defo. Takes a head off of Kiles, but a quick culling right back. That's the rifle now lost from Gambit, as cNed's mid-presence still going to maintain dominance here.
Again, a good indication as well, it being Kiles. They know this is going to be the weaker side of the setup, but very quickly Acend found a little bit of space. BONECOLD, can he avoid that? I don't actually think he gets spotted there.
I don't think so. Oh, you're playing dangerous games now. Sheydos is the one closest to the corner, but cNed's going to just check him, body check him down. Acend now striding towards the sights. That's going to be pretty much all the danger removed from the site, and not much to really come from it. Nats and Chronicle. This wasn't an invested round, though. If you look at what was coming through that Defo, I mean, yes, he had the rifle. No one else had anything, really.
No. Again, he just wants to make the most out of it. If anything, playing much deeper than you'd maybe expect in the bonus, but no real contingency behind that. Nobody covering the possibility that Acend had so many bodies bottom mid. Towards top mid, actually. Zeek will find another. Just one of his ultimate here, so whether or not they try and feed that kill over to Zeek.
Down to the nitty-gritty. We look at the op coming out for Defo. We look at the purchase. It's very robust. They're happy enough. Anything special? It looks pretty much like a kind of tube and your traditional A piece, which does lean towards Defo as being the front man. He's going to find Zeek for free. Looks for a follow-up. There's no one there quite yet. You can see the vision. Just... oh, that got way too close. And Defo's feeling himself here. Pretty brave to be standing like this. What? starxo walks in, makes the side his own, and Acend just bursts through. 5 now alive. Zeek back on his feet. And it's Nats and Chronicle, who don't have much territory in this at all. And already look at that push-up. Kiles taking so much room towards that deep CT side.
Again, they've got to consider holding on to this.
That's a save in my mind.
Defo loses the op. There's no Blade Storm available. The next round for Gambit, looks awful. Absolutely awful. Acend going to keep 5 alive. I mean, actually, other than Zeek, there's not even shields that need repurchasing here. That is, by the book, the best possible scenario here. Kiles does give one away, but again, I think that's now giving Acend everything they need to know. They're saving, guys. Don't even risk anything.
Yeah, you're fine.
It's a bigger
It's not
loss for
worth it.
Acend to give something away here.
Maybe try, as I said, I don't mind Kiles giving it a try, and that's it. You draw the line in the sand there for the economy going forward. I am impressed with Acend at this point, I've got to say.
I mean, everything is going their way right now. Every duel, every rotation pull, it's clinical. Again, actually a much wider spread here on this setup from Acend, but they've already drawn this rotation again. Like I said, Nat's going to be the only one to try and defend a site here. We'll find Kiles, but actually we'll find Zeek as well. He's going to stop this one before it gets started.
And hey, if Defo can't do it, put Nats on the site and say, all right, bud, we need you to lock this down, otherwise we're done for. Spike left on his side, and the bullet just gives him a haircut. These three looking vicious. cNed does find Nats, but not without him finding another body to add to the tally. 2v4 isn't going to be easy. A lot of potential trades favorable as well. cNed still going to isolate Defo. And BONECOLD the last one alive. But it's a 1v2. This is far more feasible than it was before Spike.
Again, this is the sort of round again. It's a buy round.
Look at the ults coming through. Gambit aren't far away either.
Well,
you're about to have that cycle hit.
Ult-wise, you want them also to build up the economy buffer here as well. So this first ultimate, I guess full ultimate cycle here for Gambit, absolutely crucial.
And that was essential before, and he might be again. Redgar and I think Chronicle sitting a little bit deeper. He's going to be forced to relent slightly from that opening peak that he liked to have before. The one player notices they made their way through. So they know the op's already out towards the site here. Redgar going to keep trying to filter that information through. And Acend playing around just the precipice of the site. They haven't quite fully committed yet. And look at these rotations. If they're able to explore the rest of the map, they could find maybe an option. But there were 4 players posted towards this A site.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say a key engagement becomes Kiles and Redgar or Defo here, and she is able to find an angle through. Nats will be detected on site as well.
Yeah, they've got to hit this site right about now. Chronicle trying to spam away, try and get some chip damage, but Nats is now surrounded. He's got players right, left, center. Ult comes in, and the plant going to be going down as well. Nats actually decides to get aggressive. Oh no! Nats unchecked is always deadly. Chronicle's got his side as well. And now we go into the last player standing, cNed. What do you got for us? Anything left?
Again, 2 rounds in a row now.
Get out of my way!
They've humbled the money. Acend kept on 11 for now. Gambit should be able to convert this if all goes to plan, which, hey, there's some pressure coming in through those double doors. And Nats, again, how many times will he be tested? And how many times is he going to succeed? He stands his ground, and he delivers. Nats, again, is refusing to move. He doesn't know when he's dead. And the last player alive is BONECOLD, and they just...
They might even try and flash into shop here, look.
I think that's exactly what we're seeing, which again removes a couple of options. Angles his. The shot was so close, but he's going to fall away. Defo going to just fall back a little.
But straight away, look.
And this now just falls onto Nats's his lap. He sat there, and this was the whole intention. They are running, they are forcing and herding Acend this way. Now he's not alone here though. He does have a teammate with him as well. He will have support on this. It will be Chronicle. The dastardly duo.
This is crazy again. Just that little bit of aggression forces Acend to consider going elsewhere. They've noted the operator. Redgar's already looking to preempt this rotation. And they're walking into a really awkward setup here on the defense from Gambit.
And now they're like, oh no. Surely not again. Surely this isn't what's happening. Look at the utility smothering them down. Nats is buying time after time. Can they finally take him down? No, they can't. Nats, the immovable object.
No way.
Unbelievable work from Nats. And Acend can't escape him. He's the final boss. Flawless. Really just to signify the scenario that Acend are now in. Sheriffs, frenzies, light armor. Can they get anything? Can they find that weakness, that avenue back, that way to remove a player? That ain't going to be it.
That's the one you don't want to remove at the start of the round. Unless you're Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit fans now.
And Defo looks like he might even follow up on this. We'll hear the orb be retrieved, and look at that. It's the spike noted as well, so lots of information given. He's going to try and find something on the other side of the map. We'll have to see if he does find success. Meanwhile, BONECOLD and starxo still staring down the barrel of Defo. Nats does actually deal with that lurk, so again, good indication here. Straight away, he hits this rotation. And they're almost committed here, trying to find something. And Acend have none of that right now. Again, they play deep enough once again to basically negate Zeek's early round utility. And they'll lean back towards what feels like looking for a pick, but set up here from Gambit, they're not going to give one away.
Let's say they continue to explore through elbow, up middle. It's going to be Nats again, isn't it? Maybe a quick lean comes in from someone like Defo, or, I don't know, Redgar comes across, who knows. But at this point, once again, they look towards B.
Interesting thing here will be if they can make use of this utility ahead of null command. There you go, actually it's popped straight away and immediately see the nano swarm to try and buy a little bit of time. And Chronicle will find it.
But he pushes into this. The confidence is just uncontestable. And Nats is the back line, and he is not going to fall. Perfect synergy in the switch up. And again, Nats is on the A side. He's everywhere they want to be. This is literally like a nightmare. They don't know how to get away from him. A quick underhand flash, but look at this Bulldogs. Light armor. They don't even have the full kit and caboodle. They're working with less. An aggressive posture as well from Defo. He's taking space elsewhere.
And again, if they note this, if Defo finds a kill, it's going to force them back towards the site they don't want to hit.
And I love how they're using this, though. Defo on one side, taking a bit of space. We saw it with the flash
so
before.
much map control here.
And now, let's see if he can keep this sort of presence, though, because it's tricky. He could get punished. And actually gets away with his life, luckily and surprisingly. 35 HP, can filter away, doesn't get punished for it. Sheydos there just to try and facilitate that escape plan if he needs it. And, well, they've decided maybe B's the site to go to, as that's where the op is, I guess.
Again, Wall not invested yet from starxo. He's got his Viper's Pit, so it looks like they are leaning towards a B hit once again. Again, they're very cautious. They're trying to figure out where Defo's repositioned to. Kiles might even try and bait a little contact here in double doors.
Yeah, but they've got an early rotation as well. Chronicle's coming over, and I quite like that. Defo's got himself popping out the ult. Nat still finds one! No matter what they do, Acend can't do anything! They are left without an answer. And it is just a clean sweep from Gambit. 5 alive. BONECOLD presented the impossible.
John Breeze.
Yes, absolutely. And half of me, you know, you do have to look a little bit towards what Acend are doing wrong, but it's so hard to take it away from what Gambit are doing so right. Nats and Chronicle, to me, this duo is just undeniable brilliance in every aspect of it. Defo, again, has the Seekers to set him up. You can have the ult coming in. Nothing seems possible for Acend.
Well, Viper's Pit, A site. Nats is going to hold on to that here, whether or not see Gambit readjust. Look how deep Defo is once again.
Now that's a good pick, though. Zeek finding Chronicle is actually pretty important. Maybe this is a chance. I say that with this man still lingering around. And Defo's still exploring deeper and deeper, finding new ways. And if they keep leaning back this way, it's a very real possibility he catches one of these players. It looks like he's going to spot Kiles pretty soon. And he does. He finds Kiles, and oh, he just caught a glimpse of a second. 100% confirmation that they were eyeing up this side of the map. He can fall away and buy a lot of time. They don't have to over-rotate.
Well, again, the fact that it's Kiles on, like, knowing how Kiles plays, you see here Sheydos actually doubles down. So it looks like Acend still want to try and navigate their way past this Viper's Pit onto A.
Good luck. Because we know who's there. Redgar this time holds across. cNed finds one. Redgar sprays in. He gets one connection, but it's still going to be Nats, who finally gets denied by starxo. There's a chance! And he gets ripped away. Redgar! It's 10